Hi there, it's Crystal here from Goddess Reawakening. Last night I was lying in bed and I couldn't sleep. It was about 12:30, 1 o'clock, and these thoughts just kept flooding in. Thoughts that I was meant to be sharing in a Facebook Live or just in a Facebook community. So very quietly I started to record in order to not wake anyone up, just to remind myself of what I was meant to share. And then as I was starting to talk, I realized that I just had to keep talking because I would never be able to capture the essence in which it flowed through me to recreate that in a Facebook Live the following day. So what I'm sharing with you now is that raw material that I almost whispered into my phone last night. I'm creating this post in response to Manchester and realizing that we are in a human body and we need to experience the sadness that is a natural way of being, showing compassion, but what's happening is that we are responding with fear, with anger, and those are emotions that are lowering the vibration of the planet. Of course we feel, of course we feel sad, but we must let these emotions flow through us and not attach to them. Because if we attach to them, how are we ever going to stop this? How are we ever going to shift out of the wounded, masculine, fearful, patriarchal, egocentric way of living into community, compassion, collaboration, divine feminine power? This can only happen when critical mass is shifting. And the only way critical mass will shift is if the events are affecting the critical mass. Once you are personally affected, you will make a change, otherwise you won't. We know that. The shit needs to happen, hit the fan so badly in our personal lives before we say, right, enough is enough. And that's what must happen globally. And it can't happen in small groups where the group becomes strong. The women must be strong individually. We must be empowered individually. And I was remembering a conversation I had with Source just 2 days ago in the car, and I was wondering why he was going on about this thing that we are living in an illusion. We on this planet are living in an illusion. Everything is illusion, but we have made it a reality. We have made it our reality. And therefore we attach to things. We attach to fear. We attach to pain. We attach to anger. And what he was saying to me is that it's sort of reminding me of the importance to shift perspective, to say that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are an actor. Our soul is an actor that is choosing to play the role of the human being we have incarnated into. So what we're experiencing is just a game. It's a game that we are playing for the sake of experience and for the sake of expansion of our soul. So he really was honing that in and reminding me that this is an illusion and we must shift our perspective. And there was a lot more to that conversation that really is relevant, but maybe is going too deep in the context of this. What I really want to share here is the fact that we must detach. We must remember that everyone is exactly where they are meant to be at the time they're there. And if that means that some beautiful teenager is at a concert in Manchester at the time when a suicide bomber is present and pushes the button, then that is where her soul wanted her to be. For whatever reason, her soul wanted her to experience this trauma. We will never know why, but it is her soul journey. So, whilst we show compassion, whilst we pray, whilst we show love, whilst we might go into fear and into the wounded aspects of ourselves, we must remember that this is happening with purpose from the highest perspective. It is happening with purpose. And the purpose is there for human consciousness to expand from the power struggles of solar plexus into unconditional love. There are so many light workers here on this planet at the moment assisting this expansion, assisting this shift. It's more like an expansion than a shift, because the solar plexus won't go away, but we're just expanding into encompassing also the unconditional love. But one thing is for certain, we will not be able to do it by just focusing on light and love. We must do it by being courageous, by standing in our truth. And when we can do that, the world can reflect that back. So the invitation here from the higher perspective really is to stand, each and every one of us, in our highest aspects, in our divine masculine, feminine, to snap out of the wounded, to snap out of attachment, and to remember that everything happens with purpose. And yes, we create that reality. And the faster we can shift out of our wounded aspects, the faster we the faster we expand into higher awarenesses, the faster the world can reflect that back to us. So it starts with us. It starts with you. Individually, we can do something. We can change the world. Because everything is an illusion anyway. And once the illusion is achieving its purpose of expansion, things can change. I love you all, and I wish you lots of courage and lots of love. Bye for now.